Good morning, students. In the previous class, we have discussed about taxonomy and the basic rules of taxonomy and the taxonomic hierarchy. Today, we will go more ahead in that topic and will discuss about the various taxonomic categories or taxa. That we will start from first, which is species. So, what are species? A species is a group of individuals having similar morphological characters and are able to freely interbreed among themselves in nature to produce fertile offsprings of their own kind. So species, they are group of those individuals which are having similar external features, similar morphological characters, and they are able to freely interbreed among themselves in nature to produce fertile offsprings of their own kind. So the individuals of a species also represent a population of that species in a given place and do not breed with individuals of other species. That is, they are reproductively isolated. So the individuals of a species, they also represents the population of that particular species in a given place, and they also do not breed with the individuals of other species, means they are showing reproductive isolation. In the last class, we have discussed that of the various categories in the taxonomic hierarchy, only the species have a real existence in natures, whereas the others, what we have discussed, that were genus, family, order, class, phylum or division and kingdom, they were just the arbitrary groups made for convenience to study. So occasionally hybrids are formed in nature due to breakdown of the spatial, mechanical, physiological and seasonal barriers between species. So what? That hybrids, they are formed in the nature due to breakdown of that particular spatial, maybe, or due to any mechanical or physiological or seasonal barriers, whatever has been created, that may, due to the breakdown, that they may create the hybrids. So interspecific hybrids have been raised artificially by men. So interspecific means the hybrids which have been developed by the crossbreeding between the two different species of the same genus. They have been raised artificially by men. The hybrids are mostly sterile. The hybrids, they are mostly sterile, but not we can say all are sterile. Some are fertile also, though few are fertile. So here we may go through certain examples of interspecific hybrids do we have mentioned here. The first one, the mule, that is developed by the crossing between the female horse and male donkey. Just like the another hybrid, which is Henny, it is developed due to crossing between male horse and female donkey. The third one, Tigon, it has been developed by crossbreeding between the male tiger and the female lion. Whereas the fourth one, Liger, it has been developed by the crossing between male lion and female tiger. The fifth one, the fifth hybrid, that is Jonky, it has been developed by crossing between zebra and donkey. The sixth one, Jaglion, it has been developed by male jaguar by crossing with female lion. The seventh one, Jeep, that has been developed by crossing between goat and sheep. The eighth one, that is Wolfin, it has been developed by male false killer whale crossed between female bottlenose dolphin. The ninth one, Buffalo, it has been developed by crossing between buffalo and cow. Just like the 10th one, Leopon, it has been developed by male leopard crossed by female lion. So these were the some few examples of interspecific hybrids. There are so many in nature that they have been developed artificially. So, in organisms where sexual reproduction is absent, example, we have discussed that the initial groups within the classification pattern that were monerans and some protists, that other characters like morphology, cytology, and biochemistry are considered. So we have to discuss the next topic, that is characteristics delimiting a species. So the first point, the members of a species are able to interbreed freely in nature and produce fertile offspring. So means the members of any particular species, whether it is a plant or animal, they are able to interbreed freely in nature and they produces fertile offspring. The second one, the members of a species resemble one another more closely than they resemble members of other species. So we may observe in nature, if we observe the species of dog, do that the specific species of that species of the dog, they resembles one another more closely than they resemble members of the other species. Third point, they show similarity in their anatomy and cytology, and their karyotypes are very similar. So that the species, they show similarity in their anatomy, means the setup of the internal organs, the cell structure and functions, and their karyotypes means the different types of the arrangement of the chromosomes and the patterns of chromosomes, they are very similar. At the molecular level, they have similar genetic material, that is sequence of bases in DNA and amino acid sequences in proteins, enzymes and other biomolecules. So if we go through the molecular level, the species, they share similar genetic materials, means that the bases, the sequence of the bases in the DNA, amino acid sequences in the proteins, enzymes and other biomolecules, that would be same. The next fifth point, the members of a species, whether present in the same population or specially separated, are derived from a common ancestor. So whatever the members do we observe in nature around us, that they are present, they have been developed from the same population or specially separated population which have been derived from a common ancestor. So the first taxonomic that we have discussed, the taxa, that was the species. The second we will start, that is genus. So genus is a group of related species which have more characters in common as compared to the individuals of species of other genera. So genus, what is genus? The genus, it is a group of related species which have more characters in common as compared to the individuals of species of other genera. For example, if we go through the example, that is potato and brinjal belongs to the same genus, that is Solanum. That is Solanum tuberosum and Solanum melangina respectively. So the genus, the generic name for the potato and brinjal is for the both is Solanum, whereas the specific name is different. Similarly, lion, leopard and tiger belong to the same genus, that is Panthera, but to different species, that is for lion it is Panthera leo, for leopard it is Panthera pardus, for tiger it is Panthera tigris respectively. A genus may be monotypic with only one species, or it may be polytypic with many species. So for example, Homo is monotypic, means we human beings, we are having only one species, and whereas certain genus, they are showing polytypic. For example, just now we have discussed about the potato and brinjal, they are polytypic, means they are showing more than one species. The third point we will discuss, the third taxonomic point, that is family. The family is a group of related genera which are more similar to each other than with the genera of other families. So The family is a group of related genera which are more similar to other than with the genus of other families. For example, Panthera and Felis. Panthera, just now we have discussed, that belongs to that particular, the lion, leopard and tiger, the generic name. And the Felis, it belongs to the cats. It both belongs to the family Felidae, whereas the fox and dogs belongs to the family Canidae. Just like the second example, Solanum, Lycopersicum, Petunia and Atropa belong to the family Solanaceae. The next taxa is the order. An order is an assemblage of families related to one another in a few characters. Example, Solanaceae, Convolvulaceae belongs to the order Polymoniales. Just like Felidae and Canidae belong to the order Carnivora. So we'll discuss the leftover, the other taxa in the next class. Till so far here, thank you. Have a nice day.